Alright, how you doing, guys? For those of you who don't already know me, I go by Stihl. I am with the Tree Life YouTube channel, and I'm just going to discuss the Weaver Cougar saddle. It has been the best saddle I've ever owned. I've used this for a very long period of time. The only aftermarket parts that are on it was the addition of a DMM ring, and I put some very cheap suspenders that I bought from like Lowe's on there, some 3-piece. They were like $15. It has the setup for either the 4-piece or the 3s. It has adjustable leg straps, the buckles that open on both legs adjustable, chainsaw holders on both sides. My favorite thing about the saddle is the insane amount of comfort. I have been wearing this saddle, using and abusing it for over 10 years. I am switching this saddle out only because I'm afraid that the threads are starting to rot, and I don't want anything to break apart. There's no issues with the saddle. The bridge has never been replaced. It is the strongest, best bridge, in my opinion, I have ever used. It is the web bridge, and all in all, just an amazing saddle. I've used it SRT a lot. I used it DRT a lot. I've used it in pretty much every scenario you can think of. I've never ran into any issues with it. The only thing is after a while, you start to compare it to some of the new stuff, like the new Stratus that I have from Weaver, and it's heavy. It is a little on the heavy side in comparison. But after I put a bunch of stuff onto the other one, it's starting to kind of even itself out, if I'm being honest. So, just an amazing saddle, all in all. I was beyond impressed with it. The amount of attachments for, accessories and stuff, the adjustability of everything, it's unreal. It's such a good saddle. It is nothing super special. I guess I can throw it on real quick one time for you guys. Nothing special, so it's not like a confusing saddle to have to use or to put on or wear. It's very simple. Let me pop these suspenders off real quick. So when I want to get in it every time, I would just crack it open. I would help them hit my buckles here on the leg, and it would open them up, but they're kind of still strapped on so that I don't have to completely adjust it out every time. So I just step into it. Pop it up real quick. Of course, I got shorts on, so it's a little awkward. But here's what I was talking about. The strap goes on and hooks on there. Buckles in. Now, I could have undone the Velcro and everything too, but I usually keep the Velcro on and then just undo the buckle so I can get my leg in, and then just hit the buckle back on. Really quick, really easy. Same thing over here. Hook that one up. And depending on like where you want to wear your leg straps at, you're really gonna adjust things out down, on these back straps. I'll show them to you real quick. But I feel like that would be probably, in my opinion, the most important adjustment to make if you're looking for comfort, is going to be the length of your straps here, because everything is sitting down on this strap right here. So you can make these leg loops drop down a little further, or you can bring them up. I didn't do a whole lot of adjusting to this when I got it, but I do like my leg straps to be middle of my thigh and a little loose. I don't really want them snug. And then I like for my climbing device to be about mid-chest height, like right in here. So bridge, I'll take the bridge and I'll pull up on it, and if it reaches to about my hips, I know that that's going to be about good when I put the device on, when I go to hold it. The addition of suspenders was probably the biggest game changer for me when it comes to comfort and climbing. I spent probably 4 years with no suspenders on this saddle. It worked fine, but when you go to use a big saw and stuff, it starts to droop. You know, you're adjusting it all the time. It's switching back and forth. Or you're having to take this and you're having to tighten it so much that you're cutting off circulation to your hips. So with this, I'm actually loose here. I don't really go near as tight when I have suspenders because I don't need to now. So like I said, these are like some $15 cheap suspenders. They broke many times. There's some buckles there. There's one buckle that broke. I switched it with a carabiner. Also on the back, this right here, it ripped off up here where it attaches to the cloth. I had to sew it back on. They are only 15 bucks. I probably should have just went and bought another pair, but I hate to throw anything away. So yeah, the Weaver Cougar, great for SRT or DRT. Incredibly comfortable. Not the lightest saddle, but probably the most comfortable that I've ever been in. So, and the learning curve for it was super easy. I went from like a butt strap saddle, a seat saddle, and had never used leg straps before, and went straight into this. These aren't very wide. They're kind of a thinner strap for a leg strap. That's probably why I go so far down on my thigh, because if not, they'll hike up underneath like your butt cheek, and they'll be sitting there and kind of, then you got to pull them back down. Yeah, it just, you know, you can adjust it out also with these straps here that go around to the back, and that'll droop your bridge down. Now, I never use these little bumpers. They're rubber gaskets that'll keep your device from sliding. So I mean, I could have put that there, and then when I hooked in, it wouldn't go anywhere. You know, I never used these. I always took them, and I used them to cover up. Let me show you real quick. On this, it's sewn together like right here. So I would use that and go over that. That way, if my ring went over, it was bumping into that instead of bumping into the actual knot here. Let me take this off. Taking it off was my favorite because it's the easiest. You don't even undo the suspenders and you're out. But I want to show you this bridge. This isn't a common bridge. I don't know if any other saddle actually uses this, but I wish they would stick to this. I don't much like the rope bridges. I haven't developed a trust in them like I have with this, but let me show you this up close. Now this is the webbed bridge. They say it is bomb proof. Now I want you to remember, you see them little crosses and lines and stuff that are on that? That's a bunch of dirt. But you see how there's red and yellow. Now they said the way you'll know this is worn out is the red and yellow will be gone. There's still a lot of red and yellow there. This is over 10 years of use. I don't know what the standard is when it comes to switching out a saddle. Let me know in the comments what you would do when you think you should switch a saddle out. Like I said, I know that I went over the amount of time that is probably called for, but it was just so perfect. Like, I just didn't want to change. I don't like change. But I gotta thank Gap Arbor Supply, because they sent me the Stratus from Weaver, and I don't know that I would have went that route and bought that. I probably would have just kept wearing this until something messed up on it, you know, which is pretty stupid. But I knew I needed to switch. They took care of me, and I am beyond excited about the Stratus. I have used it. I have ran into, I don't think I've ran into, maybe there was one thing that I don't like. Oh, it didn't come, the Stratus didn't come with any chainsaw hooks. I mean, that's kind of a weird thing to me. Well, just one of these. Most saddles have these on each side. You can hang a saw up on that. What I do is break the gate, that little gate there. I break it off. I take it, I bend it to the side a little bit, and I just use it to hook my saw onto, because I got a saw lanyard that I attach to here. It droops down, and I hang the saw on the hook and pick it up off the hook. But definitely will be a video coming out very soon on the Weaver Stratus. It is incredibly light, amazing saddle, very comfortable, but I want to put a little bit more time into it before I put out a legit video and talk about it too much. Would I recommend this saddle for a new climber? Absolutely. If you're making the switch from a seat saddle to leg straps, it's amazing. If you're just getting into climbing, you're a bigger kind of guy, taller, whatever, amazing saddle. And if you're looking for comfort, this is where it's at. The padding is still incredibly thick and good on this. I tried my best to limit the amount of times that I wore it in the rain. But you know, the reason, like I said, that I've decided to switch it out is I'm afraid that the threading's starting to rot with some of the sewing. But that is over 10 years of wear and tear. Here's the card. It's even broke. Let's see what it says here. A qualified person must inspect this equipment every 6 months. Mark the months of the current year. If the item passes the inspection, remove it from service. If it is not inspected every 6 months, if it fails inspection, remove it once and replace. So it's showing 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh no, hang on. 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I don't know where the rest of that was, or is, but the rest of it's broken inside here. But if we're going on the technical name for this saddle, the model is 1085 is the model number. The date 7/24/13, and a small. That's the thing when it comes to saddles. I want to let everybody know is the sizing. I think all the way up to a 34 is a small saddle. You wouldn't think that. You would think medium. But if you're a 34 waist or below, go with a small saddle for sure. If you're 34 above, you know, all the way to, I don't even know, you'll have to check, but most people are in that range. So just a heads up, if you're 34 and below, go with a small saddle. 34 and above, go with either a medium or a large or extra, you know, whatever. But check into that, guys. I appreciate you hanging out here. I hope this helps a few people that are looking maybe to get this saddle. And if you get it and you try it out, let me know what you think about it. If you've used this saddle before and you've had any time in it, let me know what you thought about it. I'm curious what other people's opinions are. In my opinion, the best saddle I've ever worn to date. But my new one is catching up quick. So stay safe, and a lot more videos coming. See you next time.